Alright guys, we're back with another video, and well, for one, I got NASCAR on in the background because my sister's up there kind of being a little bit noisy, and I just put that on just to try and muffle the sound for you. So you guys are probably wondering why I changed my name to Kevin Z Fishing, but keep in mind it's gonna change to Kevin Z. That's gonna be it. I just want to do something real basic because nobody's really gonna know who KZ is, so I just figured I'd put Kevin in there because that's my real name anyways. So let's get into this video. It's gonna be on what setup what I use for swimbait fishing. The options are gonna be between this thing here. It's a round reel. Ab Garcia Ambassador. I think this is like a $60 reel, really inexpensive. Blues, Laser SG 7'4" heavy. This combo is probably worth 110, 120 bucks. Really inexpensive. So we're gonna be comparing this versus my cranking setup, and that's gonna be this. I already got it mounted on, as you can see, a Revo winch here with a KVD medium heavy 7'4". So we're basically comparing these two. Well, first off, what would I use for swim baits? This medium heavy or the heavy? This rated for lure rating on this thing is quarter ounce, no, half ounce to 2 ounce, and this thing is only rated up to 1.5 ounce. So let's get right into it. So this thing, the reason why I already have that mounted up there is because, well, spoiler, that is gonna be my swimbait rod, in case you guys haven't already noticed. But anyways, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with this thing. The reason why I chose this over this is because, for one, this round reel is super heavy. I mean, it's more than half a pound. This thing is. I think it's like 10.5 ounces. So it's real heavy. And for two, the thing isn't this clicker right here is your spool disengager, or whatever you want to call it. It's basically your thing they use to cast. So instead of just pushing the thumb bar down right here, sorry, I'm trying to block this light here, it's glaring. Hate it when it does that. Anyways, instead of pushing this down like you normally would, you gotta push this down right here, and then you gotta kind of switch hands, and then you go to cast it. Whereas this thing is just a regular thumb bar. So it's one reason why I picked that thing over the heavy. Well, you guys are probably wondering, this thing is rated up to 2 ounces. Why did I pick a 1.5 ounce for 2.25 ounce baits? Well, the reason is the lure ratings on rods, in case you guys haven't already known, are recommendations. The rod manufacturers put those on there just as a recommendation of your weight rating that they can use to get the furthest cast. Now, it doesn't mean that if you use a 1 3/4 ounce bait on a 1.5 ounce weight rod that it's just gonna break. It means you're gonna be able to cast it, but you gotta kind of be careful, or so I should say. But anyways, this rod definitely handles it perfectly. And like I said, the lure weight rating is a recommendation. It's not like a max weight that this rod could handle. The rod can probably handle even like up to 3 ounce baits, as a matter of fact. But it's just a recommendation. Like I said, it's not like if you go over this, you're gonna break your rod. No, it's just not the case. It's a recommendation. Like I said, just so you can use it's basically the rod manufacturers do that to put it in there to let you know what baits work best with the rod, not what baits will snap the rod. You guys know what I'm saying? So this thing, it handles these Spro BBZs fine. I already tested them. I already tested the Lucky Craft and all these things out in the water. You guys are probably wondering, like, how do you test your stuff out in January when the pond's already frozen? Well, at these ponds, we got these ponds like feed into each other in my local neighborhood, and basically there's like a big like opening, goes like 40 feet out or so. So no, like No, more like 70, because it went like way pretty far out there. So I was basically able to get some test hits in there. Because the water's feeding into each other, creates an opening. The ice doesn't really form around that sort of areas because it's kind of harder for the ice to form around moving water. So I was basically able to get some test hits in there. And in a separate video, I'm going to be reviewing the Lucky Craft glide bait. That's going to be my video I'm going to be filming right after this one, so stay tuned for that. So this is a medium heavy, and the reason why I like the medium heavy is because, in case you guys haven't seen it, that rod, it bends really easily, like especially at the tip. Like this thing has, I think it's got like 9 or 10 guides on it. But anyways, it's definitely able to handle. It's definitely able to. It flexes like right, or it tends to flex like through, like right here. It doesn't like flex like halfway down the rod. It flexes like more like at the tip. So not only is that gonna allow you to give more accurate casts, it's gonna allow you to cast farther because that rod's gonna load up better. So it's another reason why I like this combo over this combo. Well, in terms of weight, this thing weighs like more than half a pound. This thing weighs under 7 ounces. I think these Revos, most of them go under like 7 ounces. I think it's for the Revo S, which might weigh like 7.2 or something. I don't know for sure, but I know this one weighs like 6.7 or 6.5 or something like that. It's got a lot of line capacity, 180 yards, 12-pound test, almost double what your standard bait caster will hold. So I got a lot of this 20-pound test on here. I also got a lot of 20-pound tests on here. But, hey, and the split grip on this rod, it makes it a lot more comfortable to use, whether this is a regular full grip. Sorry, they're scratching like that. So, and this has got a bigger handle. This doesn't. I think the bigger handle on a cranking reel is definitely going to allow you to get more leverage over it. You can kind of see the difference here. If I can show you. You guys probably can't see it. I don't really want my rods dragging across the ground. Oh, it was a wreck. Wow, it was a wreck. Somebody got clipped into the wall. Yep. Yeah, you can't really see it, but this thing is definitely a lot farther. That's why this thing stretches out further. Can't really show you guys, unfortunately, because my rod will be scratching against the ceiling, which is something I don't really enjoy hearing that sound. So yeah, basically, and this thing's got 10 bearings. This thing only has 2, so it's definitely another advantage. But they're both 7'4". Overall, I think this setup is the way to go for those 2-ounce baits. I'm definitely gonna be looking into some other heavier rods, like for those baits, like the Huddlestons and the what else? Maybe the 8-inch Spros, like those baits, like 3 to 5 ounces. I'm definitely gonna be looking into a rod specifically for those baits. And if you guys can't already tell, I'm definitely a big fan of versatile setups. I'm a big fan of like multi-purpose rods you can use for a lot of techniques, just not one technique. I want to be the guy, even if it's in a tournament. I don't want to be the guy who's carrying around 40, 50 rods and having to worry about all that. No, I like about 10 to 15 rods for tournaments and everything. If I were to pick 10, like, amount of rods that I could have, I'd pick about 10 to 15. That's it. And I wouldn't even pick 15. I'd probably pick around a dozen or so. So it's definitely easier to transport this stuff. It's easier to manage them and stuff like that. That way, you still have room for some of your other things, the lures and stuff. So basically, yep, this is officially the way to go. It's a versatile setup. You can use it for swim baits. You could use it for deep diving crankbaits. You could use it for those BPS wake baits that I have showed you guys in a lot of my other videos. This thing can cover a lot of different stuff. Like I said, I could even throw big swim baits like this. Only up to about 2 1/4 is what I'm probably gonna push this thing up to. I'm not gonna go like all the way up, like 4 ounces. That would be overboard right there. That would be way overboard. I'm never really gonna go. I'm probably not even go 2 3/8 on this thing. Like, this is probably my max right here. BBZ1. I think this weighs like 2 1/4. This is like I said, pretty good setup. So besides that, that's pretty much it. Hey, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.